Good morning, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. We are looking at a post-election rally. Boy, tried to stay up last night. My wife stayed up until about 1 o'clock watching the whole thing in California. I didn't make it that long. I passed out around 9. But that's because I keep a pretty early schedule. I'm up between 2 and 3 in the morning all the time out here in California. But the markets are really looking like they like the outcome. We come in here, I'm gonna go to settings, gonna go to overnight, and you can see that we're looking at a big rally, a big overnight rally after setting off this low down here, this low. Really, as soon as we started getting into 9, 10, 11 o'clock and some clarity related to the election came into play, the markets really shot up. And again, this is one of the reasons why I told you guys not to try to trade around the election. It could have, I didn't know who was going to win. And to be honest with you, I kind of divorced myself from the whole thing simply because it was just too much. It's the way the world has gotten the last 8, 10 years has really gotten crazy. But the markets still react to the news. So now we're up in this upper range area. We've kind of reset from the pre-election crap back into the normal range. And this is a 1 hour chart. So when we come back over here and we start taking a look at some of my original predictions, we have reset right back into that range for the election. So you can see right over here, we've reset right back into that range. And it looks like, in my opinion, depending on how today plays out and tomorrow, we could see, because of the SPY cycle patterns, we've got a breakaway phase today, and then we've got a rally phase tomorrow in trend mode, and then a counter trend rally on Friday. So now, hear me out, and we'll see how it plays out. But I had written about how I thought things would be very quiet this week. And what that was, for the most part, was that I thought that we were going to be looking at, an extended legal battle after the election. I thought that there would be concerns. It was supposed to be a very tight election. And the real reality is that, I thought, well, the markets have tightened up so tightly that I thought that, hey, we're going to move into a nice sideways range and probably not move anywhere until November 10th or 11th. I still think that 10th or 11th time frame, which is right out here actually, is still very valid. I think that's still a very valid move. So this contraction here is a very valid cycle move. But now, if we come into this area, and if I grab this, well, let's do it backwards. I always do it the wrong way. Oh, this is not working the way I want. So we'll grab that. That's not working. Hang tight. I know I've done this before. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but I've done it before. Yay, this is working. And if we are moving into kind of a mode where price has reset back to the upside, and that reset is going to provide us the opportunity to move back into this style trending. Try to get this lined up as good as I can. We could very well move right back up from this downward shift, because remember, I talked about how price can shift away from my trending. So remember how we had a move back over here, and then it looked like price shifted. So you can see here, as we're trending upward in this area, Then price shifts and moves down to this area. Then price shifts and moves down to this area, flagging. And then price shifts and moves down to this area, trying to build support. Okay, now given the idea that we're getting this shifting mode playing out fairly consistently, and again, that's why I teach people, you draw what you see on the chart. Some people are concerned about, oh, it looks like some guy called it a kindergarten chart. I don't care. I'm not drawing it for him to be happy. I'm drawing it so I can see what I need to see. That's the way it works. If you don't like it, go find somebody else. But again, this shift, now price is up in this area, and price is now realigning back with my original expectations. And you remember, I did draw all of the original expectations across this area long ago, and I deleted them because I had too much stuff on the chart. But I've left all of these over here to give you an idea of what is actually coming. Okay. The whole idea here is to show you what I originally drew, what I originally had set up, and where we were likely to see this move. So now I've just copied these that I drew and moved them back up into this alignment. So this is the current alignment that we're dealing with right now, hypothetically, this blue line. And what we're going to look at is to see if we start to move back into this area. The US markets will likely open today in a breakaway phase. And we've got a very, very strong rally taking place overnight. I mean, the markets are up 2% overnight, the SPY. The NASDAQ, let's go take a look at the NASDAQ real quick. I'm going to go to the futures contracts. It's up 1.54. The S&P is up 2.18. Very similar. Look at that move. Beautiful breakaway move. The YM, which Dow Jones, is up 1,300 points, guys. 3 full percentage points. Rallying like a banshee on the election news. And you can see that, this is again hourly, but you can see that we've moved across this channel. So if you just follow my lead and draw what you see, don't worry about what other people are saying about whether you're drawing it right or wrong. Draw what you see. Then what I would do is I would drag this copy down off of these lows right here. This rejection point lines back over here. And then ultimately, we probably have a lower rejection point. Yeah, it looks like it actually lines right here too. So I can draw this all the way down to here and extend it to the right. So again, we're moving back into that reflation phase, and you could argue that I can come right off of this high somewhere over here. That would cause me to move this just a little higher and that a little lower. And here we have our channeling. So again, the concern before the election really started as we shifted away from the trending back over in this area and then back into this area. This was really the pre-election crap. So let me redraw that. And it's very, very clear that, we stayed within the trend, got outside of it, and now we're moving up. Now, I need you guys to also understand that, we've seen, if I come back to the SPY and spread this back out. No, I don't want to draw. Well, I do, but not right now. We've seen this excess phase peak pattern set up. And I talked about it for a long time, and we're going to go over a bit more here. I don't want to waste too much time, but you see how this excess phase peak pattern came up, came down, flagged. You saw this, right? I'm drawing right over these lines, broke the flag, came down, moved into consolidation. Then the election hit, and now we've rallied all the way back up to here. We're above the flagging high level here. We're above the peak level that we had originated back over here. Come on, mouse. And we are now at new highs. So this entire move, this entire four move, consolidating, attempting to move down here to 5, this is all gone. This is never going to happen at this point. We're done. Okay, we've rallied up out of this. We are now into a new high, and we are likely going to be moving into an attempt to find a new high. So I would assume, again, that price is going to attempt to rally back up into this area and consolidate through here into our 10th, 12th, 15th base bottom here and move higher. So we've really shifted outside of this area, and we really shifted into a kind of reversion back to the pre-election trending. And that's what I would like to urge you, is this move here is a big shift. It's a move away from this consolidation flagging. It's a complete rejection of this excess phase peak pattern right now. We are now at new highs, and we're going to probably continue to hit new highs. Okay, QQQ. Same outcome, guys. We're looking at an hourly chart. Talked about the flagging playing out here. Look how the flagging played out here, moving very cleanly into that potential rejection phase. Notice that we have not yet gotten above that ultimate high. Notice that we have not yet, make this 4, make this dark, brighter color. So brighter color. Figure out something that'll work here. Let's just make it a bright blue. So we're not yet above that high. We have flagged right back up into this area, and you can see, come into here. We flagged right back up into this area and right up into this area. And we are now retesting that upper high. So we're looking at either a breakaway attempt at this point on the Qs, breaking above the high and rallying, which is probably going to happen today. I'd give it probably a 70 or 80% chance. Or we're going to get real close to the opening. We're going to consolidate, and we are going to reject at this level. So you're either going to get that type of rejection coming down, or you're going to get the breakaway. Now, it sounds crazy, but as long as we don't get above this ultimate high right here, then we are moving into a potential secondary top rejection. Now, what does that mean? It means that either, like I said, A, with the momentum we have, we'll see it carry higher, move up, and set up a new excess phase peak somewhere up here. So this is what would likely happen. Come up, flag. And I'm just giving you an example of it would come up to set up a new excess phase peak, flag, and then potentially break downward, or it's going to reject at this level. So you kind of have an A or a B outcome here. A is a rally, and B is rejection. And we've already rejected here. So understand that B equals rejection. So we have the potential for a very solid rejection at this level. And it's very interesting to see this play out while the SPY is rallying, because this is indicating that prices moved, prices rallied, prices come back off of this low with the election. But remember, we are not above this high. and price must always attempt to make new highs and make new lows. Well, it's made new highs coming up here. It's gotten above this level. It's gotten above this level. It's gotten above this level, this level. It's made new high attempts all the way up. Could not get above this level. So if we reject here and hold, then we are going to attempt to move down here, breaking that flag, moving into the consolidation pattern. And the consolidation pattern is going to be back over here. Hypothetically, based on visuals, I would say would probably be down in this area. Here's our consolidation pattern and then breaking to a new low. Now, interestingly enough, that plays into my 10th through the 15th roughly anomaly pattern. So that plays right into this. There's the 10th through the 13th, 14th, 15th. That plays right into my anomaly setup. Not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but remember, my research suggests that after the election, sometime between the 8th and the 12th or 13th, we're going to see a price anomaly. And this rejection may play very strongly into the anomaly setting up into, like I said, into the 10th or the 12th. So we're now watching this level to see what's going on. Okay, gold and silver. Let's come over to my gold and silver charts. You can see we've had a big, ugly breakdown in gold and silver. Silver and, well, gold came down to this 2700, 2710 area. That's the area that I kept thinking would be a solid base. You can see I drew it right over here. And I will try to, I was on a 4-hour chart earlier. I'd kind of drawn this area down here, 2720, and this area up here. I'll do them in blue. So that was the range that I was looking for. We have now broken downward into our number 5. So we are in that ultimate low category here, and we are in our ultimate low category here as well. Originally, I thought with silver, we would be looking at a deeper low. So we could move down into this area for our ultimate 5. We'll label this here and move this over here. We could potentially see silver continue to collapse downward into this low. I really think this 31 area would play out, but originally this would be a deep low. But originally I thought this 32 10 3220 area would hold up. We got a bit deeper than that, 3168. We are looking for that ultimate low. So remember, when we're looking for the ultimate low, price is seeking a downward cycle. So it is seeking a low somewhere. In other words, it's going to continue to trend down until it reverses and starts to trend up. That's what seeking a low is. Same thing with seeking a high or trying to peak. Whenever you say someone, oh, say it's very toppy, that doesn't mean you should start selling into anything. That means that it's going up, trying to find resistance. So when someone says it's toppy, or I say it's toppy, don't start selling. I've had people misinterpret that. That means it's going up looking for a top. Trying to find a bottom means it's going down, hint, hint, moving lower, looking for a bottom. So we need to kind of watch for downward pressure at this moment in metals. And we've seen a very solid breakdown. Now, gold, in my opinion, this is probably as close to the low as we're going to get. We might get a little into this 2685 area. This has been in the past kind of longer term support, but really, I think that we're going to try to hold in this area. And you can see I could spread this out, and let me do it in fact and show you that we continue to get excess phase peak patterns all the way down, coming down, flagging, comes back. Sorry, Get rid of that. And we start to flag, and it breaks all the way down, comes back, starts to flag, breaks down to new lows. So every time we get these breakdown to new lows, remember we're entering an excess phase peak pattern, an inverted downward pattern, and then we break to new lows. Eventually, what is going to happen here, guys, is we're going to get into an excess phase peak pattern coming down, pulling back, flagging, and then we're going to get that breakaway up here to the consolidation pattern. That's going to be a pretty good indication once we get this breakaway that we've reached our ultimate low. So the reality is we are going to go through the cycles, and the cycles repeat themselves. Like I've always told you, there's one pattern I could teach you that you could take anywhere and dissect the markets. It is the excess phase peak pattern, because you can use that in any market, in any interval, and you can kind of figure out what's going on really underlying the market trend. Sometimes you have to be patient, but it's right there in front of you. So right now we're in this number 5, looking for this ultimate low. And I kind of think we're going to get down a little bit below 2,700, maybe into this area, trying to find our low here before we move into the new inverted excess phase peak pattern. Silver, on the other hand, I think is probably gonna weaken. You can see here we've got this potential excess phase peak pattern setting up right here. It's very clean. Come down, pull back, move into flagging. So now, if we stay off of this low and don't break that low, we would be looking for the next phase coming back up to consolidate and then rallying up to a new high. So remember, we need to kind of keep an eye on both sides of this to see how this is playing out. We don't have that clarity in gold, and gold will lead silver technically price wise, but silver might be leading gold in terms of pattern definition. Okay, so lastly, we're going to come back over here and go to Bitcoin up at 74,000. Oh my gosh. And again, played out beautifully. You can laugh at my charts all you want, but I don't know about you guys, but think about this. How well did I call this move? I showed you the peak. I highlighted it. I mechanically went through the process. This is not emotions. This is just mechanically seeing what's going on. Well, we had a 1, a peak. We had a flagging pattern, a 2. We had a breakdown of the flag moving into consolidation, a 3. We had a consolidation, which is the 4, breaking down into an ultimate low, which is the 5. You can see I highlighted where I thought the ultimate low would go. We came right down to that level, a little bit lower, almost down to my low level here, and then we rolled into this area and we broke even higher. Okay, now we're up above this level. We've hit our ultimate low on the short-term pattern, and you can see here that I've highlighted this area here as extended consolidation. And this was on a bigger, broader pattern that we had set up earlier. So remember, we were looking at probably like a 4-hour chart or a 2-hour chart, and we had seen a bigger, broader pattern indicating that more than likely the same setup breaking down into extended consolidation here, highlighting the fact that we could get into a bigger low, and understand that we never saw that. We broke out of that. This move above this high back over here indicates very clearly that we are now in an uptrend. Okay, now obviously this move overnight happened while I was sleeping, about 11, 12. Well, sorry, back over here, 1900, 2100. I was dead to the world. But again, you can see how this pattern plays out and how the breakouts occur. And remember, we had already completed the ultimate low. We were looking for some sort of a breakaway trend. This gave us the breakaway trend. We've rallied all the way up. Now we're in this upward trending. Now we're looking at this pattern here, trying to see how far it will go. And I will tell you that Bitcoin has already started what could be and I'll spread this out, This again is a 2-hour chart. We've already started a repeat excess phase peak flag. So here's our flagging. If we fail at this high, if we fail to get above that high, then we are going to move into downward trending, moving back into consolidation, and then trying to find an ultimate low. So you see these patterns set up consistently. We're either going to get up above this level and go, or we're going to go ahead and rotate back down through this pattern, which is the excess phase peak, rolling downward. So understand that these patterns are very consistent. They're all over the place, and they can tell you exactly what's going on. Because once we hit this move here, you can see we have the lower low, the bottom. We come back up, we start to flag, and where we're at right now in this mode, I'll draw this in red, and I will draw this in red. Where we're at with this right now is we've broken up into consolidation, and we will need to break that to run into the ultimate high. So can you see how this plays out, guys? Not only do we have a pattern here warning that we could move downward because we're flagging, but we also have a deep low pattern here that inverted into flagging, broke out of flagging, which again is this flagging number 2 over here, looking into consolidation, and this is now our consolidation range. So what should we be expecting here? We have an A or B outcome. The A outcome is that we are going to continue this pattern, which is really an inverted pattern playing out to the ultimate number 5 up here, the ultimate high. Or we have the B pattern, which is the yellow excess phase peak pattern, moving downward through this flagging into number 3 and number 4 down here. So can you see how this plays out? It's right in front of you. Price is the ultimate indicator. Price is really telling you what you need to know. You just need to learn how to see it in this manner. And of course, using Fibonacci price theory and using anchor bars and other things can help you. We had a series of bullish anchor bars in here telling us to trade, and it generated very solid trending. Fibonacci price theory as well, telling us we're taking out new highs, taking out new highs. We had a long trigger pretty much originating from right over here. So if I could show you right here, Fibonacci price theory would have generated a long trigger pretty much right there. Okay, right there or right there. And you would have had long triggers all the way up. In fact, we're still long. So we're generally at this point going higher. That's where we're at with Fibonacci price theory. And same thing with anchor bars. Anchor bars would have generated triggers, long triggers, actually right here, the one before. I'll make that a very light green. So there you go. You had very early triggers with Fibonacci price theories and anchor bars. And again, I've got tons of videos on these to teach you what they do and how they work. So it's just a matter of using 2 or 3 proven techniques, in my opinion, and you can trade efficiently. And of course, the primary technique that you need to learn is to be patient. Remember, the market gives you a ton of opportunity, but it's also out there to try to take your money. So your best bet is to be patient, wait for the setups, and don't, kick yourself for missing moves like this. The moves will come back. As long as you preserve your capital, trade when it is efficient, the moves will come back. So remember, we're going to go through this, hopefully go through this over and over again so you can see it, get to learn it, and really use it efficiently. And we have the same basic setup here. So we would be looking for flagging in this type of a setup. We're at the new highs here. We got to kind of see what sets up because This is fairly unclear. I don't see a lot of flagging down here. I mean, I do. I see a low here, and then we flag out, but we get to a new deeper low barely that invalidates and comes back the other direction. So I'm looking for a little clarity here on the SPY. And in the meantime, like I said, I think we're going to shift back up into this trending mode. So watch. I'm going to make this a light blue color and maybe make it thicker. But watch this line. Watch this dash blue line. If I'm correct, what we're going to do is we're going to shift right back into this flag. So you see this flag here? Try to show you. We're going to shift right back into this flag. And that means that we're going to go right back into this channel. Come here, copy this. Going to go right back into that channel right over here. And this is partly GAN theory. So again, pay attention. We got a lot of activity today, and then we move into that anomaly pattern back over here. This blue level here is probably a pretty good. I'll make it bright yellow. It's probably a pretty good idea of what's going to happen over the next 4 or 5 days. Okay, guys, I'm going to work on my cup of coffee. Let's see how things go. Talk to you later.